let me tell you that you need to think about 5 very specific things around social media. Number 1, when you do social media, your job is to find more consumers. And you can do that by telling businesses where to look for these consumers, what to do, etc., to grow that particular brand. Your second responsibility is to know what your consumers like. Basically, know as much as you possibly can about your customers. Number 3, you need to teach that consumer more about your brand so that consumer can go and tell other people. So if I ask you to go look at my blog, which is at www.emailyogi.com, and you learn something good from my blog, I would like you to share it with your friends. I've done 3 things. I have told you about my blog, so I've tried to make it more popular. I'm telling you what my blog consists of. It has got good information on digital marketing, so you're learning more about me. And number 3, I am requesting you to share it. And basically, this is the 3 fundamentals of businesses to succeed in social media. But I told you there were 5. And what the other 2 are is, number 1, you need to make sure that you're reducing costs. So these businesses that put up a billboard, or they advertise on TV, or they have a radio commercial, you can help them save money by doing it on social media. You can also help these businesses make revenue, drive more profit by being successful on social media. And basically, I want you to think about this. You are a very talented generation. You're talented because if I gave you a computer or I gave you a phone, you do not have to look at a manual to learn how to use it. It comes to you naturally. But you need to take that opportunity that you have and learn as much as possible. So your responsibility is to know and understand social media. You need to know YouTube, you need to know blogs, you need to know Facebook, you need to know LinkedIn, so you can go out and you can connect with consumers. That's very important for you to do that. You also need to make sure that you educate the business on how that business can be successful by using different types of digital media. But to do these 2 things, you have a responsibility. And your responsibility is to learn as much as possible. There are many sources of learning today, and I'll give you one. I have more than 1,300 articles on my blog at emailyogi.com. I use video, I use pictures, I use a lot of words. I talk about real experiences. And I'm going to close this today by giving you a very interesting example. 2 weeks ago, I had an opportunity to eat a meal at a very expensive restaurant. It was a very famous place. It took a long time for me to get a reservation. And when I finally ate my meal, I had the owner of the restaurant come up to me, and he did not ask me how the food was. Instead of that, he looked at me and he smiled and he said, "I see you really liked a particular dish. I really liked the chicken tikka masala that this guy made." And he asked me what I liked about that specific dish. You notice, he didn't just say, "Hey, tell me how I did, just like me." He asked me something specific. So for you to be successful and for you to help that business become successful, you need to teach that business to engage consumers specifically with specific items on social media. You need to train them on how to measure success. But again, as students, you need to learn how to use this, because ultimately you are going to be driving the success of this generation. Okay?